Hey guys, it's Kevin Da Silva here with the Living in Los Angeles channel and team leader of the Kevin Da Silva Group. Why not? Anyway, we are bringing you our May market report. It's our market update. We do this every month. These are for our devoted listeners, our devoted followers. Why? This is some dense information. This is really for the people who want to stay on top of what's going on in the housing market, want to stay ahead of the curve, and see why our predictions are sound with evidence. We don't just wing it. We don't take what other people say and make it our own. No, we actually look at the data ourselves and we post it out there. So I'm going to flip my camera around and you will see what I'm talking about. Let's start out with the overall stats, and I'm going to flip my screen around, but I just wanted to do this is our overall stats. Now, if you're wondering where you can find this, just go ahead and hit the blog post in our description underneath, or hit the first comment on this video, and you'll be able to see our blog post. Our blog post highlights all of this, plus the analysis I'm going to talk about in this video. But these are our main stats. These are our key stats. I'm going to flip the camera around because our main stats, as you know, we service Los Angeles County, and particularly the coastal area of Los Angeles. So naturally, what are we going to do? We're going to look at the coastal area of Los Angeles. We start, West LA, West Hawthorne, a little bit of Mar Vista, Manhattan Beach, Marina del Rey, Santa Monica, Torrance, Venice, and Playa Vista. If you don't see your area on here, please feel free to message us and we will put this together for you. It is always something that we offer. That said, these are your key stats and here's why they are important. So we always like to look at what are the average days on market. We look at it this month, what happened last month, and what happened last year. So that way we get a sense of how we rising. Are we rising month over month or year over year? Sometimes these fluctuate in opposite directions, which could be a sign of a trend. So Los Angeles County is always going to be our anchor. Los Angeles County is always going to be our anchor because with thousands of homes selling every single month, this gives us a really good idea of the homes that are selling. Not to get into my stats phase, I did take a whole year of statistics at UC San Diego. Woo woo, go Tritons. But that said, you do have to realize that if you have too few of stats, they can get pulled up and down, and the housing market in any given neighborhood can look like it's bouncing around like a pinball. So that's not actually what's going on. And down below, what you see here is month over month, relatively across the board, everything is equal. We like to put these little things in here to make it easy for you to assess what's going on. We look at it from a month over month price perspective. We look at it from a month over month price per square foot, or as we like to refer, and if you look at our blog post, the cost of the home. Is each square foot of the house getting more expensive, less expensive? And there are a few things here that you can assess in your own free time, of course, or read our blog post and we'll assess it for you based on our own analysis of the data. But, if price per square foot's going up, but prices are going down, then smaller homes are selling on average. Kind of weird, right? And if price per square foot's going down, but the average, the median or average are going up, then more bigger homes are selling. It's just, there's a certain amount of cost that goes into the land and then the house, right? I sell a 1,200 square foot home in Manhattan Beach. It sells for $2.2 million. That is a really high cost per square foot. But for $5 million, I could buy a 3,200 or 4,000 square foot house in the same neighborhood. And that cost per square foot is not so great. It's actually below. It's above 1,000, but it's not like close to 2,000. So anyway, that gives you a little analysis. We'll break it down here on the next slide. This one is our year in review summary. So one thing that we like to look at is when was the highest price in the last 12 months and when was the lowest in the last 12 months? Which month had the fewest amount of listings? Which one had the most amount of listings? Which one had the most sales? This page is really for you to geek out on. We like to look at it because not every neighborhood peaks at the same time. It's really interesting. On the west side, you will notice that, in the off season, when you would think it was the off season, typically around Christmas and January, the market could be thumping. And vice versa, in the on season, the spring, like right about now, the market can be retracting. I haven't quite made full sense of that, but it typically is still strong in the spring. But I have noticed that the suburbs, like the South Bay, like Manhattan Beach, West Hawthorne, Holly Glen, Del Air, Wiseburn School District, Redondo Beach, just named the #1 school district in Los Angeles County, beating out a bunch of the San Gabriel Valley schools that used to hold the title. Hermosa Beach, which, those kids when they get to high school get to either go to Manhattan, Miracosta High School or Redondo Beach Union High School. And then, Torrance, renowned for its schools, also at one point was named the safest city in California. A number of years ago, I think around the pandemic. Anywho, still a great place. North Torrance is a great place. West Torrance is an absolutely amazing place. Absolutely love those areas. Would consider living there myself, actually. Anywho, you can geek out on the data here and see how each area is trending. Once again, if you don't see your neighborhood, go ahead and hit it over. This is what it's going to look like on our webpage. So when you click on the blog down below, it will take you to this. Next up, I am actually going to talk about the analysis for the area. Let's get to work. Okay, and this page is where we do our analysis. Now you will see it in the blog post. It's easy to read. Also, you can see our notes, things that we like to highlight that you should be paying attention to. But I'm going to teach you how to read this page that we publish every single month. This is the data that we pull from the multiple listing service. We use a company called InfoSparks through the California Regional Multiple Listing Service, so CRMLS. As you can see here, I'm going to actually share my page and I'm going to read it with you. As you can see here, Los Angeles County, flat. Prices, month over month, flat. West Hawthorne, flat. West LA, flat. Mar Vista, up 1%. Manhattan Beach, up 1%. Marina Del Rey, flat. Santa Monica, 1% up. Torrance, it's our winner, 4% up and 12% year over year. Woo! Torrance, you are having a killer 2025. Good for you. Now, Venice, price currently up 3%, down 6% year over year. That one's kind of surprising given the gains that Venice has seen since the fires. A lot of the displaced population has moved into the Venice, Mar Vista, Santa Monica areas. And then Playa Vista, down 1% month over month, up 1% year over year. One thing to note here, Manhattan Beach up 19% year over year. That's insane. And hats off to Manhattan Beach. It's a very well deserved city that works very hard for its constituents. I grew up there, so I'm a little bit biased. Currently live there, but I gotta say that it is a great city if you can afford it. That's the big key. I would say if you're in that budget of can't quite afford Manhattan Beach, but want to be in the South Bay, I would definitely hit up Hermosa next. If you don't like the vibe, it is a little more active. You can always pop back to parts of Redondo that have really good neighborhoods. Some people think of Redondo Beach as not having great parking. If you know where to house shop, you will have great parking. And then, same thing. Price per square foot, cost of the home. As you can see, relatively flat across the board month over month. Now, one thing, and I'm going to stop my screen share real quick because I would like to talk to you about this. One of my concerns around the market peaking in April and May is that typically the market peaks May, June, July. So if we've already peaked, because this data is actually end of April, right? So your May market update is all of the sales that have happened in April and how they compared to the year before, the months before, et cetera, et cetera. So if we're already peaking this early in the season, and there are a number of issues that have taken place that have caused people to pull back, such as tariffs, tariff wars, trade wars, actual wars, just a general dislike for some of the policies of the current administration. A lot of it actually revolves around tariffs and how it's hurt the stock market. A lot of people who have a lot of wealth in the stock market, when you lose 10, 15, even 20% of your wealth in a matter of a couple days, buying a house doesn't feel so great. So this is something that, we're peaking right now, but it's still holding pretty strong. So we might just end up having a really long peak. And keep in mind, here in Los Angeles, we had a really, really strong start to the year. The fires displaced a lot of people. It also displaced a lot of people who had been searching in those neighborhoods. So now everybody started searching everywhere else. And it just was an artificial demand caused by the fires. Artificial in that, that kind of demand normally wouldn't happen. Okay? It wasn't a market-driven demand. It's not like interest rates, which is kind of artificial, but it's also market-driven. Like during the pandemic when interest rates were crazy low and the market shot up, that wasn't really artificial. It was that homes became more affordable, and so more people bought homes. Right now, people are scrambling to buy homes that aren't necessarily more affordable. Does that make sense? So, as you can see from here, relatively flat across the boards, having really good year-over-year returns. Let me share my screen. Really good year-over-year returns. Listings are still going really strong in each of the neighborhoods, and overall sale activity is also still going very strong. One thing that we are noting, that we are seeing, the nicer the home, the quicker it goes into escrow. And this is very common when you start hitting price ceilings. When we start hitting the peak of the market, people start becoming pickier and they don't want to have to do the work because they already feel like they're paying a lot of money. So this is your May market update. What are my forecasts for the rest of the year? Well, when you're already up, you either stay flat or you go down. Now, I already expect fall for prices to start to soften, but that comes with a grain of salt. One aspect taken into consideration, and my wife pointed out to me, shout out to Tatiana, crushing it, just opened escrow for one of her clients she'd been working with. They had taken a break from house shopping because the market had gotten a little weird. They wanted to save up some more so that they buy the kind of house they wanted, not feeling like they had to settle. And they're in escrow right now on a house in Lakewood. But that said, she beat out 5 other offers, just absolutely crushed it. But she brought to my attention, I said, hey, wait for fall. But she also caught something really interesting. No homes had sold in that neighborhood in the latter part of the year when it is usually the best time to buy. So what is the point in waiting for that house if it's not there for you to buy? So huge shout out to her, great perspective shift. But typically I'm telling if my buyers are a little more flexible and they're not happy, getting in these bidding wars where people are intentionally underpricing homes, they're going $200,000 over asking, they're going $500,000 over asking, they're going $100,000 over asking. If you want to settle down and wait, there will be more opportunities. Right now is a pretty healthy market, but things are still going pretty quickly. So as of right now, I can see it cranking. Here we are in May. I can see June still going really strong, July. I do expect August to peter out, and who knows? We'll see what happens. You guys have a wonderful day. Once again, if you do not see your area and you want a personal market report, or you want to check how home prices are changing in the area you're looking at, or how home prices are affecting your own home's value, go ahead and comment below. We'll reach out to you with a message, and we'll get started on your evaluation. Have a great day. Kevin Da Silva here, team leader of the Kevin Da Silva Group and the Living in Los Angeles channel.